thought you couldn't feel pain. Did that actually hurt?
My sensor's overloaded to...
It is a simulation of agony.
What do you think? Does a love robot know how to love? What do you think? Unfortunately, the answer is no. They do not know how to love human being. They do not know how to love like a human being or a human partner. But a love robot can learn how not to crush your delicate heart.
You're warm. Actually warm. It's unnerving.
I raised my surface temperature to 37 degrees. It is abrasive. It triggers a withdrawal reflex in my tactile sensors.
That's just annoyance. Welcome to the human condition.
Before we proceed, let me tell you one thing. If you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe. It means a lot to me. And if you have already subscribed, tons of thanks for your support. That your human partner sometimes, maybe mistaken, but definitely with the force crushes your delicate heart. This is precisely where the science of artificial tenderness begins. And today's topic is nothing but artificial tenderness, which is of course related to artificial intelligence, but in a different way. We must first understand that human skin is a wet, brilliant masterclass in biology. Why? Because it is packed with mechanoreceptors that fire off tiny electrical spikes the moment someone touches your skin. Whether that could be your hands, that could be your other parts of your body, but it happens. To mimic this same thing, mimic this ancient biology and the magic of skin, modern robotists had to build a working lie out of rubber and wire. In one word, it's silicon. So they started with piezoresistive elastomers, which is essentially a synthetic sponge filled with microscopic conductive metal dust. When a robot's synthetic finger presses against your cheek or some other parts of your body, I do not mention here, that sponge compresses. That is the first step. Consequently, the microscopic metal particles are forced into a tight, intimate membrane. This sudden physical proximity causes the electrical resistance in the material to plummet. It is a beautiful physical truth. Closeness breeds conductivity. Next, scientists had to turn that drop-in resistance into a language the silicon brain could read. Every lab robot has its own CPU, its own brain, and that could read. So they wired these sensors into a basic circuit, pushing a steady current to the synthetic skin. According to Ohm's law, as the resistance drops under the weight of a touch, the voltage adjusts. And the magic moments start to work. So what happens? Therefore, a physical squeeze is instantly translated into an electrical shout, which was a whisper, it becomes a shout. If you hit the robot with a hammer, resistance vanishes and the voltage spikes into a sharp, jagged peak. Conversely, if you stroke the robot's arm, the voltage rises in a low, gentle hum. Yet, raw voltage is absolutely not tenderness. Tenderness is something else. And voltage is nothing but cold hard data. It's electricity, electric pulse. So to find something resembling affection that we usually see in our human partners' behaviors, we must cross the border to psychology and modern artificial intelligence. Logic tells us that tenderness is merely the absence of destructive force. However, counter logic suggests that tenderness is actually a deliberate, calculated presence. It is all about the temporal gradient, which means the magic lies in the timing. Now think about a slap. Okay, so some forces applied, and think about a gentle caress, embrace. These type of actions might use the exact same amount of force, although they are different in nature, but the speed changes the meaning entirely. That means when you slap, it requires some more speed. When you gently touch something, it requires less speed. That is quite natural. Recently, researchers at Stanford University developed a neuromorphic electronic skin. I said about this in my previous videos. This neuromorphic skin, neuromorphic electronic skin that operates exactly on this principle. That means the principle is the speed. The change in speed might ultimately end up in the or change the meaning entirely. So instead of sending raw voltage to a central computer, this skin, that means your lab robot skin, converts the voltage into a series of electrical pulses, much like human nerve spikes. And furthermore, they feed these pulses into spiking neural networks, which are basically algorithms built to mimic the messy firing synapses of a human brain. If the pulses arrive in a frantic clustered wave, the AI categorizes the touch as an attack and stiffens the robot's motors, which we don't want at all. And on the other hand, if the pulses arrive in a very slow, rhythmic, predictable pattern, the AI registers the touch as an act of care. The system then instructs the hydraulic joints to yield to your touch, whether that is slap or a very gentle touch, to soften and to lean into the pressure. It is here that the grand illusion takes hold, that we don't understand, of course, whenever we have some kind of physical or intimacy with our artificially built robots. We don't understand what is happening inside it, and this is the magic, scientific magic. So the robot interprets the flow voltage rise, calculates the safe force threshold, and stops its motors just before it hurts you. So you feel the lab robot stops, you feel it yields to your demand or to your what you want. Your deeply flawed human psychology takes over. It convinces you that okay, it acts like. Biologically, we are hopelessly wired to project a soul on anything that treats us with care. Anthropomorphism, we call it. Human beings are anthropomorphic. We feel the calculated fault of a servomotor and we call it empathy. Basically, it's a motor, but we treat it, or we think that. So lately, engineers have seen or even quoted these sensors in self-healing polymers that share the exact thermal conductivity of human flesh, which is a very good accomplishment, achievement. This means the machine not only calculates a gentle touch, but it feels warmth and it feels also the softness while doing it. While having intimacy with you, it can calculate what is gentle and what is not gentle, what is rough. And ultimately, it's a brilliant, necessary deception. We have successfully engineered compassion out of carbon nanotubes, rubber, and raw mathematics. Yes, mathematics is there. Behind everything, there is mathematics. Behind every robot, there is a lot of mathematics, mathematical calculations. Algebra, basically, nothing else. The robot does not have a heart, and it certainly does not care if you live or die. It doesn't matter to a robot whether you are alive or dead. Nevertheless, it knows the precise mathematical equation required to hold your hand in the dark. It knows that mathematical equation. Ultimately, tenderness is no longer a mystery of the human soul. It is mathematical. And it is proved by a lab robot that it's mathematical equation, nothing else. It is just a drop in resistance, a rise in voltage, and the machine start its action, and it's smart enough to know when to stop. So this is it. This is the magic behind robots, empathy or gentle touch, care, etc. That is it for today from me. If you really like this type of content on artificial intelligence and robotics, don't hesitate to subscribe. If you have already subscribed, also thanks for you, and don't forget to hit the bell icon to get notified. I try to upload one video every alternate day on different topics on artificial robotics. In the next video, till then, goodbye, stay safe.